Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. Well, I told you guys in the last video that this next payday prep was going to be the least expensive payday prep of all. And the way I managed to do that was I bought one item in bulk and I used packaging that I showed you on one of my other videos of soda bottles. All right, so I'm going to go through the list real quick. That way you guys can see what we have as far as nutrition. We've got 4 pounds of split peas that equal 6,120 calories with 108 grams of protein and 4.5 grams of fat. And for those pounds of split peas, I paid $3.08. We have 4 pounds of navy beans, which equals 6,000 calories even. I paid $3.52 for those navy beans. And the navy beans are the same thing as far as protein goes and fat goes as the split peas. It may be off by a minuscule amount, but it's pretty much the same nutrition on those two things, although they both have very different flavors. So I wanted to have some variety. The rice is the same as always. I got a 15-pound bag of rice, which equals 24,160 calories. And it has 453 grams of protein, no fat. I paid $5.88 for that rice. And like I've said before, that may seem like a really good price for that rice, and it is. However, if you can't find a 15-pound bag of rice for that price, then go ahead and buy yourself a 50-pound bag of rice, and it'll end up being around that same price if you buy it in bulk. I went ahead and added some seasonings to it. That little orange box you see there that says Sazon Goya, that's a Spanish seasoning and it's really good. I paid $1.40. Yes, I did. I paid $1.49 for that, and it has 8 packs. And each one of those packs, you can probably cook about 2 to 3 cups of rice, and that one pack is enough to season about a 2 or 3 cup of rice meal. And then 2 or 3 cups of rice is really a lot of food. Okay, I went ahead and purchased a box of 20 beef bouillon cubes for 99 cents. And the beef bouillon, you can see those. I put those in that 2-liter bottle that you see on your left-hand side. I just stuffed them in there so that they can keep along with the rice. I had a little extra room, and I figured I'd put them in there. That way everything is stored in the same place. I did the same thing with the Sazon Goya seasoning. The Sazon Goya seasoning and the beef bouillon, if you take a look at that bottle to your left, that seasoning and the beef bouillon, they're both in that bottle. Okay, and I bought a 25-pound bag of salt for $6.48, I think it was. So that little bottle there, the small baby Pepsi bottle, the equivalent, that's just about shy of 1 pound of salt. So that bottle cost about 23 cents for that bottle. Okay, the seasoning packs were actually pretty expensive, but you need seasoning, all right? You need variety. So all of the seasoning that you see there is enough seasoning actually to flavor all of that rice, all right? So you have enough seasoning in there to flavor everything, to give it some flavor. That way you don't get stuck just eating plain rice and beans. All right, so I bought 4 packs of those seasonings. Each of those packs has, I do believe it's 4 servings per pack. So you're looking at 16 whole servings in those seasonings. Each of the Sazon Goya has 8, and each pack will season, like I said, around 2 to 3 cups of rice. And same thing for the bouillon. Of course, it'll be to your taste. You know, if you want more seasoning, you can use more. It just depends on how much more you want in there. And each of those packs cost me, I believe it was about $1.22. So I spent $4.88 on the 4 packs of the Oriental style or Asian style seasoning, for a total of $20 and change, about $20.31, I believe it was. The total calories, if you divide them by 21 days, you will have 1,744 calories per day for 21 days, for under $1 a day. Now, that's pretty hard to beat. And that includes the oxygen absorbers. If you take a look at the bottle right behind the beef and broccoli seasoning, that is a mason jar that I put all my extra oxygen absorbers in there. Now, each oxygen absorber costs roughly 6 pennies, just under 6 cents. And as you can see, I have 6 2-liter bottles. Each one of those 2-liter bottles, I placed an oxygen absorber in there. They're 100cc oxygen absorbers, and I tightened the lid as tight as I can get it. So each one of those lids has a plastic seal on the top that if you tighten them on that bottle as tight as you can get it, that seal will be seated on the bottle's rim, and it will keep any air from going in and out of there. And the oxygen absorber will make sure that all of the oxygen in there goes away and it's changed into CO2, right, through a chemical reaction with the iron oxide that's inside of the oxygen absorber. Okay, now the one thing about packaging your foods in these bottles is you want to remember to keep them out of the sunlight. Okay, sunlight will deteriorate plastic. All right, so if you want to package your foods in this manner, that's the one thing you have to remember. You should always keep your foods in a cool and dry place, okay, away from rodents, okay, and out of the sunlight. But in this case, that's one thing you want to make sure is that your food is not in direct sunlight, okay? And I will put this food away where sunlight will not hit it. Now, artificial light, as long as it's not on all the time, should be okay. Like my pantry, it's dark in there all the time, and the temperature is always below 70 degrees, okay? Even in the summertime, the temperature is always below 70 degrees. I don't have a problem with rodents, okay? And like I said, whenever I go in there, the light that's in there is usually only on for a few minutes because I don't spend a lot of time in there. I go in and out. If we need something, we go in there and get it. We leave, we turn off the light, okay? So this here will last a long time as long as you don't open it. Once you open it, if you just want to use some of it and you want to store away the rest because you know you're not going to use it for a very long time, you can go ahead and put another oxygen absorber in there. Now, my spare oxygen absorbers, as you can see, I keep in a mason jar. It's the jar, like I said, that's behind the beef and broccoli seasoning. You have to make sure that when you put them in there that you use a good lid and that it is well sealed. And you'll know that it's sealed properly because the oxygen absorbers in there will actually create negative pressure and will actually seal that lid onto the jar. Okay, so that's how you know that that jar is sealed. If not, they're going to go bad and they'll do you absolutely no good. Now, I paid $14.99 for 250 of those oxygen absorbers. So those will last me a really long time. All right, so like I said, this is probably the cheapest payday prep that I've done as far as money goes. Okay, it still has a ton of nutritional value. Okay, and like I said before, in 2 or 3 years, what I paid for this today, it will cost me a lot more to purchase the same things with fiat currency, all right, than what it did today. So this is a good savings account if you want to look at it that way, okay? Now, I wanted to do some shout outs. If I miss some of the new subscribers, if I miss your name, forgive me, but I really had a lot of subscribers in the last 2 days. I'm not complaining about that. It's just that if I miss someone's name, forgive me for missing your name. And of course, if your account is not public, excuse me, I won't be able to see your name anyways, which is fine. Privacy is paramount, really. If you want to be private about it, that's no problem. Okay, so starting with Amber Stauber, Glenda Meyer McMaster, Joseph White, TTT, Carrie Jones, Pat S., Nicolette Logan, MSC Gypsy, Suzanne Volker, Karina Charolais, Buckmaster 85, Shirley Schirmer, Shatigan 21, M. Dennis, and my apologies for slaughtering your names. Not the first time, probably won't be the last. Charles Donald, Debbie Evett, Gina Moyer, 164 Sharon R. Delane Homestead, welcome everyone. Thomas Needham, Christy Dougherty, Corundum 1, Michael Adkins, Patty Foote, Scott Jacobson, Derek Williams, Michael C., Ginger Borgeson, Daniel Vigdal, Natural High. Natural High. Alexandra Hall. Just in Case. Busky 888. YTMM 9055. Nancy T. Ronette McInnes. Sharon 11. It's the Blessing. Joseph Flowers. Crania McGowan. The Organic Garden Gnome. Deborah Nelson. John. Nathan Drake. Linda Gwiz. Raina Venak. Rain Ravenak. Joanne Nardoni. Mike Shue. Yeshua's Child. Amen. Live and Skate 181. Zumba Gold Chica. Diane Doberly. Deborah Robinson. Den the Bundy. Ria Cat 1. Rebecca McArver. Sandy Canaday. Evolsome. Allison 481959. Rich Grow. Steve Norton. Loving Arms Montessori. Sheila LaBelle. Louise Payne. Flynn Raven 100. Alaska Loving Life. Frederick Muiz. Shiva Vareem. Woo, that was a lot of them. Thanks, guys. Welcome to the platform, and I hope that you enjoy the content and continue to enjoy the future content. Now, I wanted to go ahead and finish it off with a couple of things. Just a public safety announcement. So, this morning I had to block the first person that commented on one of the videos. I hate blocking people because I like free expression and I like people to say what's on their mind. However, I think we're building a community here that's family friendly, and this person didn't agree with one of the videos, and I'm not sure if it's a he or a she, I'm just saying he, and he started putting cuss words in his comments, and I don't think that anyone's interested in reading, someone's cussing. So I commented back to that person, and I told him that I am more than open to hear his opinion and to even have a discussion. I said, however, if our opinions differ, that's no reason to be vulgar on the channel, and that I'd be more than willing to have a discussion on anyone's opinions. Our opinions don't have to be the same. However, it's nice if we're respectful with each other and discuss our points instead of being vulgar and being rude, because it's the first time out of hundreds and hundreds of comments that I've had that someone's been vulgar in their language, and I just don't appreciate that. So I blocked them, and I hope that you guys appreciate that I blocked them as well, because we don't really need to have that negativity in the space. This is a space about learning and about sharing our knowledge with one another and having a good time doing so. So having said that, I just wanted to read a quote that I found, and let's see if you guys appreciate this. If you don't, then that's fine. And some people say that this quote was written in a book by Adolf Hitler. I honestly don't know if it was. I've never read Mein Kampf, so I don't know if it was, but the words kind of make sense, and I'll leave it up to you guys to see if you agree with this or not. And here it goes, quote, "The best way to take control over a people and control them utterly is to take a little of their freedom at a time, to erode rights by 1,000 tiny and almost imperceptible reductions. In this way, the people will not see those rights and freedoms being removed until past the point at which these changes cannot be reversed." So pretty much what this quote is saying is kind of quoting the analogy of a frog in boiling water. It's said that if you put a frog in a pot of cold water and put that pot of cold water on a stove and you turn the heat up little by little, the frog will not notice that it's boiling until it's too late and it dies. However, if you put a pot of boiling water on and then throw the frog in that boiling water, the frog will jump out as soon as it hits that water. So, my understanding of this quote is that when your rights are taken away little by little and little by little, and you're like, oh, that's not that big of a deal, that's not that big of a deal, by the time that you know it, and it may take a generation or two, but by the time that you know, your rights have completely been eroded and you are less free today than you were 10 years ago, let's say. All right, so that's the quote of the day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm actually not going to be doing quotes every single day, but every once in a while when I run across a quote that I think makes sense, I'll go ahead and spill it out and let you all decide whether you agree with it or not. And that's going to be it for today, ladies and gentlemen. It is Saturday. I have plans for today. We're going to go have some fun. So I hope that you all have a good weekend. All right, stay safe out there. If you're on the East Coast, I hear that you're having another nor'easter coming your way. So you guys be safe out there. Make sure that if you're not getting that storm right now, that if you have time to go out and get supplies, go out and get supplies and be prepared for this next storm coming. Hopefully this will be the last one of the season and you can prepare better for the next one. All right, so many blessings to all of you and your family. This is Alaska Prepper, and I'm out.